Hello everyone, welcome to Chasing Adventures, and today we are going to take a look at Vevor's Cordless Orbital Buffer Kit. So our friends at Vevor reached out to me and asked me to review their cordless buffer kit, so we're going to do just that today. But first, let's see what's all included and we'll test out the buffer. And a lot of you have been asking me how I keep my car clean, so I'll show you the products that I use and how I use them in this video. So it comes with this nice carrying bag, and in the bag we have a 6-inch dual action orbital buffer, 4 foam pads and a wool pad, 2 batteries, a battery charger, a microfiber towel, and the user manual. And the overall dimensions are 9.8 inches by 5.5 inches and has 6-inch buffing area. And it weighs around 5 pounds, so it's got a nice weight to it and the grip feels pretty good in the hands. And it has 6 levels of speed adjustment, and it ranges from 2700 to 5200 RPM, which is about right for most buffing and polishing jobs. And it's nice to have 2 batteries included in this kit, so you could charge one battery while working on a project and change the battery out when it runs out, so you don't have downtime. And the included foam pads and the wool pad feels like a good quality pads. And I like the fact that it's battery operated, so I don't have to deal with getting an extension cord and making sure the cord is not touching or scratching up the car, because this buffer was what I was using before. And it works great, but just have to be mindful when using this. Plus, you need to find the wall outlet and plug this. So if the Vevor works just as good as the corded buffer, I might as well just replace the corded buffer with the cordless buffer from Vevor. Now let me show you the products I use and how I use to clean my car. Oh, and before we start, I'm no expert or professional detailer, so my work won't be as good as a professional detailer, but you know, it's good enough to get by on a personal car. And as you can see, currently my car is filthy and needs a full detail. So first, I'll rinse the car with the pressure washer, and we're also using Vevor pressure washer, which I also reviewed. And if you want to see that video, I'll leave the link in the video description so you can view it later. And the pressure washer comes with the foam canyon, so after rinsing the car, we're going to hit it with the foam canyon. And I'm using Chemical Guy's Maxi Set to drench the car and let it sit for a few minutes so it'll loosen and lift most of the heavy debris that's stuck on the car. And then I'll rinse it off with the pressure washer. And I would soap the car again with the foam canyon and wipe the surface with the microfiber mitten. And from time to time, rinse the mitten in a bucket of water to get rid of any debris that might be on the mitten while washing the car so that you don't make any new scratches. And for the wheels and tires, spray some soap and clean it with microfiber towel. And for the wheels, I'm spraying Gary X Garage tire cleaning foam and scrubbing it with tire brush, also from Gary X Garage. And rinse the car again and dry it with the microfiber towel. And at this point, you could just use waterless wash and wax to maintain the car if you already waxed it and applied ceramic coating. But in my case, it's been a year since I've done that, so the next step will be to clay the whole car to make sure we get all the particles out of the surface that we couldn't get by just washing the car. And I'm using Gary X Garage synthetic clay pad with Speed Shine detailer spray. So first, spray the Speed Shine on the surface, and this will act as a lubricant. And with a little bit of pressure, use the clay pad to go over the surface a few times and straight back and forth motion. And once you've done that, wipe the excess off with the clean microfiber towel, and you should have a smooth surface, and it's now ready to apply the wax. And depending on the condition of your car surface, you may need to use heavy-duty cutting compound with the wool pad first to really get rid of the deeper scratches. But for my car's surface, I don't think I need to, so I'll use the orange pad with Meguiar's Ultimate Compound to first buff the car. And some people like to apply it in circular shape or apply dime-sized drops on the pad, and it doesn't really matter as long as you don't drench the pad. And I'll go with the dime method. And lightly tap and spread it around on the working surface, And before you turn on the buffer, make sure the setting is at the lowest setting, because if you have it on high and turn the buffer, all that compound will fly out and make a whole lot of mess. Once it's evenly spread out, we can now set the level to high and start buffing. And you want to have a firm grip with a little bit of downward pressure, and overlapping half of the surface, you just wax with horizontal and vertical motions. And I like to go over about 2 or 3 times. Once that's done, wipe off the residue with the clean microfiber towel. And if you see any imperfections, you can go over it again, but it looks pretty good to me. So now I'll put the black polishing pad and use Meguiar's Gold Class Carnauba wax. And we're going to polish the surface, and it's the same process as applying the compound wax. All right, and now this is not necessary, but to keep the shine and the protection last even longer, I'm going to take a further step and use another great product from Gary X Garage, and it's the 3-in-1 ceramic spray-on wax. Now, I used other brands in the past, and this seems to work the best. So start by lightly spraying a mist of 3-in-1 ceramic wax on the surface, and with the clean microfiber towel, spread the product evenly across the surface, and immediately follow up with the dry microfiber towel and buff off the excess. And that's it. And for maximum protection, allow the ceramic wax to cure for 12 to 24 hours if you can, before exposing it to the weather. And now we're all finished, and let's take a look at the before and after comparison. And as you could see, it adds so much shine and depth and brings out that deep black color back to life. And that's it. And again, I'm no expert or professional detailer, so I might have done things wrong or took unnecessary steps, but this is how I do it and it works for me. And as far as the Vevor Orbital buffer goes, it works great. And if you are thinking about getting this, they do have a kit with 1 battery, but I highly recommend and spending the extra money to get the 2 battery kit, because the battery did die when I was on the last part of the hood. But you gotta think, this is no professional grade buffer, but for a weekend DIY project, it worked just fine. And the timing couldn't be more perfect, because we're actually moving to an apartment complex and I don't have access to power outlet in the garage. So this will come very handy for waxing the car remotely. So if you want to keep your car looking new for a long time, you should definitely look into this. And also, it works great as a buffer, but you could use it for home projects such as sanding the wood, polishing the sink, or tabletops. So it's a great tool to have it in your toolbox. So thank you, Vevor, for sending another great product for me to test and share with our viewers. And thank you all for tuning in today. And if this video was informative, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this if you're new to our channel. And as always, keep chasing adventures, and I'll see you all in my next video. Oh, and it's raining. Perfect timing.